Dance as a breadth of study is one regularly dismissed within classical education. Through research, I found that the problem within education is that it associates creativity with being free and unstructured, when in actual fact, from experience, the creative process is an endless procedure of critical reflection, analysis, failure, reconstruction, and careful tweaking both practically and theoretically. Perhaps this is the reason that dance is valued lower, say, than scientific knowledge of maths and science. My ambition for this piece was to highlight the overwhelming connections of knowledge that shaped my being throughout my degree, and I required as much layering of sound, movement and pathways as possible. Each element existed as a chaotic score on its own that was structured and continuous, since our brains, they don't stop. My passion for this project derived from personal experience of being judged as stupid, non-intellectual, questioned upon the relevance of my degree, questioned upon my being in the library. Other students tended to think that we simply rolled along the floor all day. Through practical and theoretical research, I analysed the value of dance in my 21st century education and offered a glimpse of the reality behind a dance degree, in particular the theoretical side that is typically not considered. I used to be so angry and frustrated that other people couldn't see the value of dance and they couldn't seem to understand the theory that's behind it. So choreographically I focused on the readings we were tested upon and required to study over our 3 years. The readings in particular surfaced as a dominant feature of theory throughout my 3 years, since the extra hours of sleep I frequently missed would be in order to read the assigned article for the following morning. I wanted to somehow practically illustrate the copious amount of readings and theory that we actually study. To do so, I created a mathematical score from the readings, both in terms of sound, movement and space. Numbers appeared more important to me than words, since all of my research emerged in a statistical way. The number of readings per year, the number of contact hours per week, and the number of hours spent in the library. My most significant question became, how could I portray these 3 years of intensive workload, stress, anxiety, tears, sweat, blood, laughter, anger and happiness in 7 minutes simply through sound, movement and space? I started with simply a hand-drawn web of knowledge, with a key in which each letter represented an emotion or word, and the linear structure of the web became the foci for all my choreography. I made sure that my 3 separate scores of sound, movement and space became a complex structure of nuances that the body cannot altogether express, I wanted each score to exist as a world of its own. I focused on the phonetic letters of F, K, H and R and phased them among each other so that the sound presented itself as a complex, intricate web of knowledge. The movement arrived in response to the numeric score of sound, so each action was a symbol of the most recurrent reference of syllables. Reflecting on my choreography, I can acknowledge the ways in which it effectively situated my body's knowledge and values as developed over the 3 years. After performing the piece, I can appreciate how the product was in actual fact a peace of mind for me to personally release my 3 years of being devalued as an intellectual.